Have you ever heard the saying, "You've got to risk it for the biscuit"? It's a popular idea often associated with successful people. We see billionaires and industry leaders, and we think they got to where they are by taking massive, fearless risks. But is that the whole story? What if I told you that the way most people think about risk is completely wrong? And it's the very thing holding them back from building real wealth. Let us talk about the difference between just taking a risk and taking a wise risk. It's a subtle but powerful distinction that separates the successful from everyone else. See, anyone can gamble. You can put all your savings into a hot new crypto coin you heard about online, or quit your job to start a business with no plan. That's taking a risk, sure. But it is like jumping out of a plane and hoping you'll figure out how to build a parachute on the way down. It's pure chance, not strategy. Now, contrast that with a wise risk. Wealthy and successful people aren't just reckless gamblers. They're more like calculated strategists. They don't avoid risk, they manage it. They understand that to get a bigger reward, some level of risk is necessary. The key is that they do everything in their power to stack the odds in their favor before they make a move. They don't just jump. They meticulously pack their parachute, check the weather, and have a backup plan. So what does this look like in practice? Let's break it down. The first step to taking a wise risk is information. You have to do your homework. Instead of just hearing about a stock and buying it, a wise risk taker would research the company's financials, understand its position in the market, look at its leadership, and analyze industry trends. They gather as much data as possible to turn an unknown gamble into a calculated decision. They want to know the potential upside, but more importantly, they want to understand the potential downside and how to protect themselves from it. The second key is what I call leveling up. Successful people don't just take one giant leap. They take a series of smaller, smarter steps. Think of it like a video game. You don't fight the final boss on level 1. You start with smaller challenges, gain experience, collect better gear, and level up your skills. In the real world, this might mean starting a small side hustle while you still have your full-time job. You test your idea, learn about your customers, and refine your product without risking your entire livelihood. Once that side hustle starts generating consistent income and you've learned the ropes, then you can consider making the bigger leap to go full-time. Each step is a small, calculated risk that prepares you for the next, bigger one. Another crucial part of wise risk-taking is understanding asymmetrical risk. This is a fancy term for a simple concept. Look for opportunities where the potential upside is huge and the potential downside is small and manageable. For example, spending a few $100s on a course to learn a new high-income skill. The worst-case scenario? You lose a bit of money and time. But the best-case scenario? You could unlock a new career path that increases your income by tens of thousands of dollars a year. The potential reward vastly outweighs the limited risk. Gamblers bet the farm for a 50-50 shot. Wise investors look for these asymmetrical opportunities where they risk a little for a chance to gain a lot. Finally, a wise risk-taker is never emotionally attached to the outcome. They make a decision based on logic and data. If it works, great. If it doesn't, they don't see it as a personal failure. They see it as a data point, a learning experience. They analyze what went wrong, adjust their strategy, and move on to the next calculated risk. They've already limited their potential losses, so a single failure won't wipe them out. This emotional detachment allows them to stay in the game long enough for their wise risks to pay off. So, the next time you're facing a big decision, don't just ask yourself, is this risky? Instead, ask, how can I make this a wise risk? Do your research. Start small and level up. Look for that asymmetrical opportunity. And be prepared to learn from the outcome, win or lose. That's not just gambling. That's the strategic path to building something truly great. Thanks so much for watching. If you got some value from this, a like and a subscribe would be amazing. See you in the next video.